Right to recording. So hi you guys, good morning and welcome to my channel. I just woke up and I thought we'd check out some videos together. And you guys requested me to check out some more from Jordan Peterson, and I see Joe Rogan in the thumbnail as well. This video is called Jordan Peterson, Signs You Are Very Attractive to Women. And this thumbnail is wild. It says women crave it. So I'm not gonna ramble. We're gonna see what they're talking about, what they're discussing, and see what we think. If we can agree or disagree. But I'm not gonna ramble. Let's get straight into this video. Let's see here. Where is the mouse?
What happens is that the males obviously are selected for their ability to move up dominance hierarchies. Obviously, because the ones that are at the top of the dominance hierarchy reproduce preferentially. And so that means the male dominance hierarchy becomes a method of selection. But then allied with that is the female proclivity for choice on whatever dimension the dominance hierarchy happens to be arranged. And so then female sexual selection also becomes a radical, non-random selector of what genetic material is going to move into the next generation. And so I fail to see how any of that can be separated from the emergence of complex nervous systems and mind over the course of evolution, because creatures aren't making random choices. They're not random at all. Depends on the wisdom of the woman, obviously, but well, it does, because narcissists can fool naive women. That's why narcissists propagate, by the way. And we know this because narcissistic psychopaths, young women are more likely to fall for narcissistic psychopaths.
Yes.
And the reason for that is they can't tell them from competent men.
We're naive when we're young.
Imitate competence, and that's their niche. And so they have a confidence that isn't justified by their ability. But the women check out the confidence as a marker of ability, and the falsely confident can fool them, especially if they're young and naive. And so,
what did I say? Call me Dr. Milo.
Well, so let's say you're not going to be a narcissistic psychopath, which is often what those like manosphere dating sites teach you, is like, wear an expensive watch and peacock a bit. And to peacock is to wear something, some item of clothing that's,
that's how they show off the peacock.
Something a little bit more colorful than might be generally.
I never used a dating site, thankfully.
Enough to pull that off with panache, but mostly it's just.
I've heard though.
Just
what's
training
going
in
on?
Deceptive narcissism. Now, a wallflower guy might benefit from some training in narcissistic psychopathy, just to sort of.
What is he doing?
So you can make some progress forward. That's why people like Andrew Tate are so popular. And I'm not saying that in an entirely dismissive manner, but there's a huge danger there. But generally what women want is something like confident, productive generosity, fundamentally. And so, if that's allied with physical attractiveness and a sense of humor and, the sorts of features that a man would also look for in a woman, so much the better. But your basic bet, and my suspicions are the guy who answered this question is probably young. First of all, no one likes young men, so if women don't like you, it's like, well, that's par for the course. Who likes young men? No one. Why? Well, they're basically troublesome and useless, and so that's why. So cross-culturally, women like men who are about 4 years older than them.
I'm not laughing.
And the reason for that is, women are more vulnerable on the sexual front, and they have to make themselves even more vulnerable if they have children, especially when the children are infants. And so they're looking for guys who are competent enough to be able to take care of themselves, at least, and then have enough left over for a wife and a dependent child. And not exactly because the wife wants to be taken care of, because it isn't exactly like women want to be taken care of. It's more a reciprocal relationship. But if a woman has a dependent child, then both of them have to be taken care of, especially when the child's an infant. And so women tilt the scales toward assessment of men on the grounds of their competent generosity. And the reason, and men might be annoyed about that, but I would say, well, if you were a woman, you'd do the same thing. And You know how I know that? It's because women are female humans. And so if you were a woman, you'd be just like a woman. So, because that's what a woman is, right? So you can't blame women. It's like, clue in there, buddy. If all women don't like you, it's you. And that's, that's so annoying. It's especially if you're young, because most women aren't going to like you, and it is you. So you have to grow up, but then you got to understand that if you make yourself competent and productive and generous and a little bit socially skilled and reasonably clean, eventually, you'll fool someone, and then and then might take a few years, but generally it happens. So that's the thing, is don't be a fool. Turn yourself into someone who's worth being around, and then develop enough social skills so you advertise yourself genuinely. Because it's not also useful if you're a man to be competent, productive, and generous, and then so timid and socially unskilled that no one can tell. That's also not helpful. Engineers do that all the time.
All right, you guys. So I don't know if this was a pep talk for men, that you felt like, okay, I need these things and I can get whoever I want. Like, that's not how the real world works. Like, maybe for a certain group of people this helps, but like he said, like, people don't want young men. Like, you can meet someone when you're young and, build with them. You don't need to, like, a lot of times these days they're creating this image of a woman is here and she want to find an older, wealthy man. And that's like a great relationship. Like, to me, like a huge generation gap with age and even like wealth and stuff like that. If you just start your relationship very uneven, it's always going to be uneven, and it's going to be a disconnect, and it's going to be you guys can tell me if like I'm wrong or right. I'm just sharing my opinion, what I think, and like when you guys are even when it comes to age, the financial part, it's gonna be more equal in a relationship. And when I say equal, it could be mentally and just how you live your lives and how you can relate to each other, like create that bond, that connection. And the thing that he shares, some people go his route, but it just seemed horrible, to be honest. Like, I don't want to live a life like that. When he just said, oh, you looking for all these criterias, and then he was a little bit, jokey with it and having some humor, even though he's being serious at the same time and trying to give people some help with finding a partner. And to go that route, like, people want to be told what to do and how to do something so bad. Especially in today's age, how we live, how we communicate. And, like, a lot of times we got the answers ourselves. Like, try to just listen to people with some be critical in your mind. And just, a lot of things are for entertainment online. But when you take too much literal, it can go so wrong. Like, I really feel like there's no, like, clear recipe to get what you want. Like, this whole list. People have this long list and criterias, and they're still miserable. Like, it's kind of interesting to me when you hear, like, for example, if someone gets cheated on. Let's say a woman gets cheated on, and she said, oh, he was cheating on me with someone that was ugly, that didn't have the things that I had. How could he do? Like, people are just so superficial. That's what I want to say. Just because you look a certain way, perfect, and have all the criteria and stuff like that, like, there's more to life than just what you see and what you have. Like, I think you're selling yourself very short if you just go off of those things, because in the long run, you're not going to be satisfied. I'm not trying to ramble, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Jordan Peterson, he definitely makes some points here and there. I've been listening to him. He's doing his thing. And, it's working. He created a name for himself with what he's doing. But certain things, it's not just you hear from him, but let's say I could debate it and disagree with some things, and that's okay. People get so upset as soon as you comment about something and disagree. Like, oh well, it's the internet. But yeah, share your opinion down below. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in another video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Yeah, bye.